successful actress and a very savvy businesswoman, and over the last 4 decades, her tireless efforts to continue the legacy of Elvis Presley, the king himself, have made it possible for fans all over the world to keep him close to their hearts. And by the way, she's just getting started, y'all. Please welcome to our home, Priscilla Presley.
Welcome, Priscilla. Great to see you.
We are so honored to have you here.
Thank you.
And we are so honored that you have let us, Hallmark Channel, be the first network to ever shoot in Graceland. Our movies, the 2 movies that we shot there, Christmas at Graceland and Wedding at Graceland, were huge successes. And we have a 3rd one coming up, which is called Home for the Holidays, that will be airing this Christmas. What was it about Hallmark? How did we get so lucky?
Well, we got lucky too. I mean, first of all, working with all of you has been just wonderful. One of the big fears about even filming at Graceland or having, crews come in is the fact that it is a home, still a home, was a home, and to have people coming in and filming is just something that we didn't ever want to start. But this Christmas at Graceland was just the right thing. It kind of brings back so many memories of celebrating Christmas at Graceland.
Right.
Of course, it was our favorite time of year. You brought in all the snow, which was great.
Yes.
We do a great job.
Yeah, they really do.
We do a great job with it.
It was truly realistic.
Aw.
But I think there's such a touchy-feely, wonderful, ambiance with a Hallmark and the viewers and how they. I mean, everything you do is it's wonderful. I think there's so much in the news today, so much violence, so much. You turn the TV on, you go, oh my gosh, I don't want to watch this. I need something, fulfilling and something I can feel good about. And that's Hallmark. I mean, I think people felt that way with Elvis. I mean, a lot of your viewers are, have known Elvis, have their grandchildren and children raised by the fact that they knew Elvis, and now they know Elvis, and they're all coming to Graceland.
That's
So.
right.
Very, very
It's
well
true.
said.
They're the
I mean,
same
we
fans.
feel that way about Hallmark Channel, and I think it's great for people to hear you saying the same thing. It's so true. And many people at home obviously agree with both of us, so thank you for that.
right.
And I know obviously Graceland was your home when you were married to Elvis, but since then, now, tens of thousands of people a year come through between the tours and the movies and things like that. And you say back, originally it was a little bit tough for you to let go when strangers were starting to come through your home. Understandably so, but tell us about that.
Yes, it was very difficult, not just a little, it was really difficult because, it is still a home. But it's always felt that way. When you walk into Graceland to this day, you just feel like you're going into someone's home that's still living there. You feel he's still there.
Right.
I walk in that door and I still feel his presence. I still can hear the music playing in the background, with the piano room. So to have people come in, I had to resolve it to the fact that it made so many people happy, and they've been so respectful. I mean, truly. Obviously, we have filters all over the rugs and at Graceland where you can browse. You can't go into the living room, but you can definitely get the feeling. So it's the respect of the fans and the people that come have been unbelievable, and what the joy that they get going there, and it's a ritual. I think many people go every year or at least a few times a year, and keep trying to come back to get that same feeling.
Including myself. I've been there many times. We were talking about it. I love everything Graceland, the TCB room, the whole, it is just so fascinating. And I love that you all have kept it like that.
Yeah, well, it was him. I mean, all of that was him. And to have people see and get a little of who Elvis was, and he was so ahead of his time. I mean, that house could still be brand new today, being that it's so contemporary, and he was ahead of his style. I mean, his time, really.
For sure.
That
With
was,
his style,
that was, and you go there today and you feel like, yeah, it's just brand new. Where did he get that? Everything is impeccable.
That's true, and
Furniture,
that goes along with that Southern charm, which brings us to, you host quite a few events a year to keep Elvis's memory alive, but you have a new one that you're hosting this year called Elegant Southern Style Weekend. Tell us about that.
Elegant Southern Style is a little bit of everything Elvis. We have even home and gardens, believe it or not. I used to set the table with all the flowers. I'd have candles. I'd make sure it was very romantic. And I got involved with decorating. So we'll have actually 5 panelists, 3 days we're doing all this. And we have decorators, we have a stylist, and the panel is actually all talking. The audience will also be able to listen. I really want this to be so interactive and get people to really know what the Southern style is. Southern food, home cooking, what we had, what the cooks made for us, what his favorite meals were. I even tried a few things actually, and failed. But I really want the fans to really get a taste of all of this. Like, they're not going to be disappointed. It's not even. It's about parties. Right. Actually, we're going to. I'm going to show some home footage of Elvis riding horses, and we'll be close to the barn. It's called Bits and Bites, and we're all going to have dinner with candlelight and our lights. And so I want them to get the feel of what it was like.
And Priscilla, there really is, I mean, through the opportunities like this, we really do get a feel, get more of a feel anyway, of what it was, what Elvis loved. And I know that, like you mentioned earlier, that you still can walk into the house and still feel his presence. I mean, the love that you guys had was so incredibly evident. What do you think it was about Elvis that made him have such an impact on the world?
Sure.
Well, first of all, he changed the whole spirit of music. I mean, he came on, and I think everyone was blown away. I mean, who was this person? And, you know, Elvis was bigger than life. Even in person, he was bigger than life. He had an amazing sense of humor. He had so much charisma. And when he was on that stage, I mean, he was like a panther coming out, and people just, I mean, was already in awe. So and he knew, actually, when he was a young boy, that he was going to be something.
He did.
You know, I mean, he was going to the theaters, and he was actually an usher for a short period of time after he got out of school. And he would watch movies and see how they dress. He did not want to be common. He didn't want to dress common.
We certainly didn't.
You know, ever. I mean, he wore cuffs. I would get him French cuff shirts and do a lot of things that I knew. Go to Soho in New York and look for actually the big belt that he wore on stage. I brought to him as a prototype for Bill Ballou to make all his suits with. So he was so much in fashion. I don't think people ever realized how much he was and how much he looked for different things. Yeah.
That's true. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with us and for allowing us into your home.
Absolutely.
Truly.
Thank you.
It has been so wonderful. And thank you for being here today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
And for more information about the first annual Elegant Southern Style Weekend, you all can go to graceland.com/the Southern Style. You will not be sorry, I promise you that. And you can also see Priscilla in Christmas at Graceland, home for the holidays, coming up this Christmas on Hallmark Channel.
Absolutely.
Can't wait for that.